All right, this is a goal line situation play. And here's the thing about this. You can see where the line of scrimmage is. It's the 10-yard line. And there are mechanics manuals vary on this. Like I know in Illinois for many years, 10 and still is, 10-yard line and in, it would be the wings. Outside of that, the back judge. Some say the 7, kind of like the college, but even though they only have 5 officials, whatever. Some say it's kind of in between. But regardless, in a 5-person crew, this is a very tough play or situation to officiate the goal line. So just know that, all right? So you can see it's all pretty tight. The other thing is the formation. The other thing is that we know we should stay with our keys and priorities or priorities at the snap a little bit longer because we want to make sure that everybody gets off the line because things get a little bit more compact down here. Now, if you're looking, you've got let me get my thing here. You got this here, and you got this there. Now, I think I can't really tell their numbers, but I'm sure their ends on the line of scrimmage, so hopefully they are eligible. But you could also have an unbalanced situation. There's a lot of things that can happen when you see a formation like this. But we need to make sure that those guys get off the line. So whether it's a back judge coming to this side or going to that side, we just have to make sure that those guys are not fouled because they have potential issues off the line of scrimmage. So let's play this out. You can see we got a motion. We talked a little bit about that before. See, at this point, maybe the official at the bottom of the screen would be taking that motion to see if they could turned up field early or not. So here we go. We've got receivers. Now you got 4 receivers in the pattern. So if you are utilizing the 10 yards and in, and you're the wing officials, you're moving to the goal line right now. You don't see them in the picture, but you're moving to the goal line, okay? Because you got a lot going on. And if you are the umpire and the referee, like I said, in this particular crew mechanic set, the umpire is in the backfield. The line play and that back is all you right now. You guys, I mean, they got way more bodies to block than defenders to rush. But still, this is your bread and butter. And here we go. Now what happens is we've got a quarterback tucking and running. Now this is where things can get really interesting because we've got a line of scrimmage that nobody is at potentially. So remember, the line of scrimmage was the 10. So if the quarterback stops here and throws, what do we got? What's going to happen on that? And who's going to be able to see it? Now remember, in high school, it's a little different than some of the other codes. High school, anything's over, it's over, okay? And in the other ones, it's all or nothing. In high school, it's anything, and you fouled. So that's important when you're looking at that. If he turned and threw the ball right now, but we're going to get back to that in a second. I want to let this play continue to roll out, and I want you to look at the bottom of the screen. Did anybody see an official there? I don't see an official anywhere. I still don't see an official at the bottom of the screen. I still don't see an official at the bottom of the screen. Oh, where's the official? That's where the official was. Now let me tell you, I don't know if you can ever get too far back on the goal line. I don't know if that's a thing, but that official was where they needed to be to keep their angle on the goal line. You can see them over there. They're in an excellent position to rule on the goal line. Now, one thing I'm going to let it do, I'm also going to show is that if you can see, he steps on that. When he's coming back, he steps on the G. Try not to do that because go to the replay. You get a replay on this one. Here, you're going to get kind of the angle of what that official is looking at a little bit. But he's in a good spot. I mean, he's ready to rule on that dive, that pylon, whatever. But see that G there? See him step on it? Get that. If that's gonna trip you. You know, I like the movement, I like where he's at, but it's more or less that pregame stuff. If you're gonna go back that far, then you get that G out of there. Move it back even more. Just get rid of it because the last thing you need to do is put yourself in great position to rule on a pylon play and then now trip over the G that's on the field. So all in all, that's a it's a tough play to officiate because of where we're spread out with 5%. 7, it's easy. In 5, this is a tough play, and I want to go back to this, and I'm going to bring Bill, and I'm going to make Bill go back to the days when he worked high school and only 5 officials. All right, a situation like this, Bill. Here you go, here you go. You're going to see this. And now, let's say, bam, let's say he throws the ball somewhere, like he just throws the ball right there. And now you've got officials nowhere near the 10. Nobody knows. When you were working, and now it's kind of, it used to be back then that was the referee's responsibility. It kind of still is now in this situation because you don't have anybody there. What were some of the tricks? Like, what would you do now to go and see? I'll tell you what I used to do, but what would you used to do when this would happen?
Well, the first thing he's got a little bit of help because you got a big line. I'd kind of, whether the ball was just in front of it, behind it, on it, whatever, I'd probably use the big line as my guide for this because I'm not there. If I'm going to call this, it's because I know it. So that big line in this situation helps. Otherwise, I'm just going to try and pick up the point that I feel the release was at. And, I may have to take a glance or have an idea from down in distance where that line of scrimmage was. So it's something you're going to have to try and piece together.
Right. I know when I used to do this, when I would run up in a situation like this, when I saw the ball go in the air, I would go to that spot as the referee. I would go to that spot and I would, before I knew the spot. Like I didn't want to like almost throw myself off and like, I don't want to say cheat, but I would go to that spot and then I would look. Oh, am I over? Am I not? And then I would know because I wanted to focus on the spot first before I let the lines screw me up. And most of the time we get a good idea. I mean, this is one of those unique situations why 5 officials is challenging, correct?
Yeah, and again, you pointed out about the depth of the wing official there. That was great. Just get the pylon out of there. We've had plays this whole night tonight where the wing official probably not only were they moving downfield too fast on a couple of those plays, but they weren't far enough off of the sideline either, where they were putting themselves in jeopardy. It's always easy to come forward after the runner passes you or after the play is over. It's harder to backpedal to get out of the way. So yeah. You got that thick white line. Use it. Plus, your sidelines will stay clearer if you use the back of it, not the front of it.
No, I think that's all great advice, Mike. I'm going to go to you talking about the wing. That G, I've got actually a clip from a long time ago from a state final that I worked where the official hit the G, and then he kicked the G because he was mad because it tripped him. And I was the back judge. I have to find that clip. It's in my archive. I had to go up touchdown because he went touchdown on his butt, which is, it might have been a 2-pointer or whatever. But that G or, trying to move, we got to be careful of that. But I mean, ultimately, that's kind of how we want to officiate a play like that at the goal line, correct?
Yeah, exactly. And I love your comments about moving that G. Do that in pregame. Do that in your pregame walk. And I also appreciated how clear his sideline was. From the goal line up 10 to 15 yards, as we see, he can pretty much see the sideline and the area about the sideline where the runner would go out of bounds, anywhere between the 10-yard line and the goal line, because he's kept that area clear.
Oh yeah, he sure has, and that's what we're looking for.